Hi, I'm Matthew Kaufman. I'm a civil engineering student at Clemson University, and I'm going to show you real fast how to use conditional formatting using formulas. Now right here in front of me you can see a little table that I created. I have appointment dates, clients, and whether I've made contact with those clients or not. Now these dates that I've picked, you see I have some in May, some in June, and some in July. I did pick those particularly. Today's date is July 8th for me, and I wanted to have a couple dates that are beyond today's date and a few dates that were before today's date. So I would suggest if you were following along trying to make up a table yourself, I would do the same thing. Now what I want to do is I want to make these dates here pop out a little bit, so I'm going to make them turn red and go bold so that I can see that the dates that are beyond today's date need to be, I need to pay attention to those clients. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to highlight this column here, and I'm going to use conditional formatting. Here we've got a conditional formatting tool. It's under your Home tab. Go ahead and click on that. Make a new rule. Change the style to classic. And then from how we're going to choose our values is using a formula. So we're going to use a formula to determine which cells to format. Now, right here we have a little dialog box where we can type in any formula we need. What we need right now is for the cells that we're choosing here. I want to pick the first cell there, so we're going to say A2. We want that cell to be we want it to change if it's greater than today's date. So your computer automatically keeps a log of today's date. So we're going to type in today, and then we put those parentheses after. You do need the parentheses afterwards. Today is considered a function. Now, the way we're going to format it, here we have a few options on this drop-down box here. We want to do it custom. We want to make it up ourselves. So here we have a dialog box that gives us some options on how to customize this cell when it changes. So for the background, let's change the background to no fill. This is under the fill tab. Let's change that background to no fill. Let's go under font. Let's make it bold. Let's change that color from dark red. Let's make it a lighter red. And just click OK. And click OK again. And now conditional formatting is doing its job. Here we see the two cells that are beyond today's date have been made bold, and they are a nice bright red for us to see. And if you want to test to see if it's working properly, you can change these dates to before today's date. And there we go, you see it changes back to the original formatting. Change that back where it was. And let's move on to something a little beyond that. Let's go for, we want to make these, just the fact that we've contacted them, let's make them pop out a little bit. Let us know that, hey, yeah, we have made contact with them, so let's change their color. So go ahead and highlight that column there. I'm going to select C2 through C7. Pick conditional formatting once again. You want to click on New Rule. For the style, let's pick Classic once again. We want to use a formula. And for the formula, we want, this time it's C2, not A2. Make sure you put C2 because you are working on column C. This time your first cell is C2. And we want the ones that equal Y to change. So we can't just type in Y because Excel reads text specifically, and so you have to put it inside quotes. So make sure that you put any text within quotation marks on Excel. And how we want to format it, let's do a custom format once again. Let's make that font color, let's go with white. We're going to go bold. And obviously, since we're doing a white text, we need some sort of background to contrast it off of. So let's make that background color under the Fill tab to be green. Alright, and so we're going to click OK. Click OK again. And now our cells under Contact Made with the capital Y have turned with a green background and are white and bold. So, if you want to test that out, you can always just say, oh, you know, I've contacted Nathaniel here ahead of date, and so I'm just going to put a Y there, and it's green. So now we know that that's done. Don't have to worry about it anymore. And if you want to test it out, play around with other letters in there, you can type in another letter, hit enter, and it's going to revert back to its original formatting. And conditional formatting does not go away. If you close out of the program and you come back on it, it's still going to be working. And it doesn't matter if you place the value in after you've already done the conditional formatting, it's going to automatically go to the changes that you've made using conditional formatting. And that's really going to change the way your spreadsheets look. It's going to make them pop. It's going to make them a little easier to read.